Hello, welcome to our ground mobility basics. Today we're going to be focusing on what's known as the 6-month position. This is a supine position, which means face up, lying on your back position. That is really critical, really important for good mobility on the ground and being familiar with it. And we're going to be working on a movement and building up to the movement called the Deadbug. All right, so first thing, we're going to get to the ground. There are a number of ways of getting to the ground. I'm already obviously on the ground. You can use a chair though, if you need it, or just a little extra support. If you have one, you're just going to get as close to the chair as possible. Try to place your hands on the base of the chair. Make sure the chair is nice and stable. Bring one foot to the side, and then putting your weight through your hands and the foot that's off to the side, you bring your leg back and gently bring that knee down, like so. And then just bring yourself into a full kneeling position. Ideally, be away from the chair a little bit. And then we will get down. So if you're in a hands and knees position, you can gently bring your hip over. I'm going to go ahead and just take off my shoes. A little less. All right, so from side sit, which is what we're in right now, we're going to come down to a half side sit, which is on your forearm like so. And then we're going to come all the way down into a side lying position. Side lying position, we just keep our chest down and lie on your side. Bring both of your knees in line with each other. If you have a pillow, it might be more comfortable, especially once we get on our back. That'll give more support to your lower back. All right. And then from here, we're going to roll over to the side in a log roll fashion. So keep this arm down. In fact, it could give a little support on the floor, or we're going to roll away like so. Just make sure you're kind of positioned on your mat comfortably. Have both of your feet flat on the ground. And I like to initially place my hands on the lower abdomen, the stomach, and focus on some nice low breathing. And try to get that breath as low as you can down to the pelvic floor. Now we have our feet up here. This will help our lower back be flat against the ground rather than arching the back. So make sure that you're not arching. Also be mindful of the rib cage, that it's not too flared. You may need to position a little bit, but let it just be relatively flat. And then breathe nice and low. Again, if you have a pillow, that is always a little more comfortable. You might feel like your neck is straining otherwise. What we don't want is for your chin to come up like this. We want to make sure the chin is sort of dropped down, keeping the head neutral. And we're breathing low. Now, as we're breathing low, we're trying to work on the ISSS, the Integrated Spinal Stabilizing System. And a big part of that is by maintaining some pressure in the lower abdomen. So when you inhale, you expand. When you exhale, you don't want to totally deflate and completely lose that pressure. You want to maintain some pressure without overly flexing. So try that, try to maintain some pressure. There should be a little sponginess or like a trampoline around that lower abdomen and the sides, where it gives a little bounce. It shouldn't be rock solid like like if you're flexing your abdominals. And once you got that maintained, we're going to get in the 6-month position, raise one leg, and then the other. And then raise one arm and then the other. So this is the starting position of 6 months. It's largely based on that ISSS, that good low breathing, stabilizes the spine. It's that system of muscles working together. And ideally, you should be able to do this indefinitely. But of course, if you get any tension in the legs, you can always relax. All right, so let's break down the dead bug. Dead bug fully looks like this. We have the opposite arm and leg reaching opposite directions and then coming back. Generally, you want to, it helps to coordinate your breath, exhaling as you reach, inhale as you bring it back, exhale, and inhale. All right, but a lot of times that coordination is a little bit challenging, so it helps to start individually with each of the limbs. So we're going to just keep everything stable, but only alternate the arms. So one arm, inhale, bring it back, then exhale with the other arm. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Then we'll do it the legs. Exhale, reaching that leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale. And again, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And then rest. Of course, you can rest earlier if you need to, if you feel like there's too much tension in the legs. Right, and then get back in 6-month position. We're going to focus on one pair. So we'll do the right hand and the left leg. Reaching out, exhale, inhale, bring it back. And keep focusing just on that right arm, left leg. And then the other side, left hand, right leg. Exhale, inhale. And relax. Now, while you did that, ideally the spine should be flat against the ground. You shouldn't be arching the back at any point in doing that. If you did, then when you next do it, try to keep the back flat and only move that leg in particular. Maybe don't move it quite as far, because the further you go, the more load it puts on the lower back. And if you don't have that core structure yet, it can be hard, and that's why we arch, to compensate. So ideally, you want to keep it neutral while you're doing this exercise. So now let's bring it all together. Good 6-month position to dead bug. We exhale, inhale, and then we go to the other pair of arm and leg. Exhale, inhale. One pair is stable while the other is mobile. Keeping the lower back neutral, keeping that chin down. Very good, and relax. Now that could be repeated for a few sets, maybe 10 repetitions, alternating arms and legs, and then repeat that 2 to 3 sets. But most importantly, you are keeping that good pressure in the lower abdomen. You're keeping the spine neutral as you do it. If you do all those correctly, you'll get an amazing core workout. All right, let's go ahead and roll back over to sit back up. So from 6-month position, we're going to look over to the side, bring your arm over, and bring your body over to that side. Nice log roll. Next, we go into half side sit. So we do that, pushing through the forearm and bringing this leg back. Bring yourself back up. And then we're going to go into a hands and knees position. I'm going to this way. So we're going to pivot over the shin of this leg. Then come into quadruped position, hands and knees position. And then, you can, if you're able to, you can come up on your own, without using anything, maybe just doing like a lunge type position, or you can come over to a chair, get nice and close, bring your leg up, support yourself, push through the arms to assist, push through that front leg, and come up, nice and tall. All right, so thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you next time for the next lesson.